Hey guys, Pastor Ben here with another review and reflection. Today I want to talk about a book that I finished reading with my girls a few weeks ago. It's actually a collection of books. It's called The Complete Brambly Hedge, written by Jill Barklem. So this was actually given to us this Christmas as a gift from my sister, and she's read it with her kids, and they've absolutely loved it. And so they were kind enough to give us a copy as well. So we picked it up at Christmas time and started reading through it in the evening and finished it. And I'm excited to share some thoughts with you. So I think I had maybe seen these stories when I was a kid, but we didn't have them growing up. So my sister, I think, got introduced to them by her husband. He had grown up with him and his family. They loved it. And so she read it with her girls and loved it and shared it with us, and we loved it. So this is a collection of stories written by Jill Barklem and illustrated by her as well, about the this kind of world that she imagined called Brambly Hedge. It's very much in the vein of like a Beatrix Potter, if you're familiar with her. It's kind of anthropomorphizing these animals in England. It's very much recognizable as English culture, kind of into the 19th, early 20th centuries, and just very delightful. Perfect for little girls, which I have a bunch of, and my sister has a bunch of, and so they really have enjoyed these stories. So basically, these books came. The first ones were published in 1980, the last ones in 1994, and then all of them have been combined into this collection here. And so what you have here are the first four Brambly Hedge stories, which Jill Barklem wrote to kind of match up with the seasons. So you have spring story, summer story, autumn story, and winter story, kind of just walking you through a year in Brambly Hedge. And so you have these different characters who, mostly mice who were living, under these stumps and trees and things like that. And it's just about the kind of everyday little things that they do. They throw a party or they go on an adventure or whatever. Everything is very low stakes. There's nothing scary here. Everything is very kind of romantically imagined and drawn. Lots of flowers, flora and fauna appearing in the story, and really kind of the star of the show here are the illustrations. Jill Barklem was an illustrator by training. She had illustrated a number of children's Bibles and books of prayers and things like that, and her husband gave her the idea of turning some of the illustrations she had done into their own stories, about life in a hedgerow in England. And so that's what this is all about. So very much, if you have, kids, little girls or boys who enjoy, Beatrix Potter, Anne of Green Gables, Little Women, that kind of thing, I think you'd really enjoy this collection of stories. So as I said, this collection contains those first four stories, which were published in 1980, as well as the stories that Jill Barklem wrote and illustrated after that. So again, from 1980 to 1994, she came out with a number of different stories. So you have that kind of 4-season cycle of stories, as well as The Secret Staircase, The High Hills, Sea Story, and Poppy's Babies. And then there's also an introduction by Jill Barklem, kind of telling you a little bit about the book and how she began to write it and so forth. So not a lot that I want to share about the details of these stories, because I'll let you read and experience them yourselves, but they're well written and incredibly well illustrated. Again, I think Beatrix Potter probably takes the prize for having just quality of story and characters and quality of illustrations, kind of equally matching. Jill Barklem is definitely a better illustrator than she is a writer, but that's not to say she's a bad writer. She's a good writer. They're good characters, they're good stories, they're fun and comforting and relaxing and just enchanting. They kind of draw you into this world. And I do love the way in which she is so attuned to the natural world. And so, she'll draw, flowers and plants and things in a way that's not just sort of generic, it's recognizable as particular things. And really delightful and wonderful, and this is a great way to get all of these books. Sometimes you get kind of collected works and they're so big and bulky, or they end up making the pictures so small to fit them in that I almost don't like them. But in this case, I think it's really wonderful. They didn't sacrifice. The binding is good. The pages are nice and thick. The pictures are full size and vivid. And so I think if you are interested in getting into Brambly Hedge, or you have some of the stories but would like to know the full kind of collection, this is a great way to do that. So I would highly recommend The Complete Brambly Hedge by Jill Barklem.